Boaz, I just thought we'd start by talking about West Brom's start to the season. Do you think things have gone all right so far?
We've had a steady start, I think it's fair to say. We might have had a few more points, but then again we might have had less. I don't think anybody will be overly distraught with where we are in the league. I think we've made a steady start with a lot of new players in and out, obviously from the end of last season, and we've got ourselves a good platform to start kicking up the table now. Hopefully.
Obviously a clean sheet against Southampton last weekend, so as far as you're concerned, that's pretty good going.
Yeah, we've been kind of relatively steady in that department since the managers took over, and it gives us a great base to go on and win games, and hopefully we can keep up that defensive form that we've shown so far this season.
One thing that Tony mentioned last week after that match was he was sort of bemoaning the team's passing. Is that something that's been worked on in training this week?
Definitely, yeah. I think it was a kind of a bit of a stalemate last week. It's something we're looking to improve upon this weekend. Definitely, we've worked hard in training this week on different aspects, and hopefully we can show you it all at the weekend.
What kind of, just to kind of paint a picture of what it's like in training, what kind of drills does the gaffer run when he's working on those particular areas then?
Well, we do a lot of shape work. We did some small-sided games this week, which was enjoyable. Obviously, with the idea of moving the ball quickly, and obviously we've done some more serious work on moving the ball quickly on a big pitch as well. So, like I say, we look forward to showing everyone how well we can pass it this weekend. And
from a goalkeeping point of view, is it about trying to get the ball away quickly, or trying to, you know, does he work on your short game as well as your sort of longer kicks?
It's more kind of from my point of view, as every football match I've ever played in, I'm in the team to keep the ball out of the goal, and I want to get it to the better players as soon as possible, and I'll be looking to do that again if I'm selected this weekend.
Man, international breaks obviously been and gone, transfer window's closed. Has it been a bit of a chance for players to get to know each other better, the new players that have come in, obviously like players like Johnny Evans and stuff, and the team to bond a bit more, do you think?
Yeah, it's always a very strange scenario for football clubs with the international break, especially. It must have been hard for some of the lads who moved during the international break, having been probably away on international duty as well. So there's a lot of people left in limbo, really. It was good to get everybody back. It was great to get a clean sheet and obviously another point on the board. And as things progress now, I'm sure that everybody will get to know players better. Obviously, as a footballer, after having played against them over the years, you know who they are and what they're about, and it's nice to get to know people on a personal level.
And it seems like the players have gathered around Sido and kind of put their arm around and welcomed him back in, and really sort of made him aware of the fact he's still a West Brom player, and I guess that's nice to see, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, we all obviously respect Sido because he's been a very good player for us for a long time now, and nobody can begrudge people who want to move on, that obviously didn't work out for him, didn't work out for the club. We make no bones about it, we need Sido. Sido's a top player for us, and we all want to help him in any way we can. He's proved over the last few years that he can be a big player in the Premier League, and that's obviously why he's attracting interest from other clubs.
And Tony Pulis said in his press conference a bit earlier today that he admires the fact that he's got this want to play at the top level of football, and he says that if he had a whole change room of people like that, he wouldn't complain.
No, and I'm sure he has got a change room full of people like that, but like I say, we all respect Sido for what he's done for the club and what we hope he'll do in the future, and we want to make it as easy for him to slot back into where he was before the transfer window as possible.
How do you sort of rate your own performance? We talked about the team's performance, but how do you rate how you've been playing so far this season?
Yeah, I'm relatively happy. Obviously, we let a couple of 3 goals in against the bigger sides. I'm enjoying playing in the team. I think the team defensively looks sound, so from that point of view, it can only be a positive.
And Ben's obviously out at the moment, and you've sort of stepped in. How's it been for you being in the first team and playing, playing sort of every week? Are you happy with that sort of the way things are panned out at the moment?
Yeah, of course I am. That's why you play. Obviously, I want to keep playing. There's no two ways about that. Obviously, we all know what a good player Ben is and how well he's done over the years here. And while he's not playing, and while the manager keeps picking me, I'm delighted to play. Obviously, it's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed it. It's a good club to play for. I mean, we've had some good results in the last 6 months, really. So we just need to keep going now. It's always difficult when you start any season. You lose your first game and you want to get your first win on the board. We've done that now, and I think that can only settle the club down, and we can go onwards and up the table.
Let's have a look ahead to tomorrow then, shall we? Aston Villa. It's one of the biggest games of the season for obvious reasons. It's a derby game. Do you prepare differently for these matches?
No, like you said before, we kind of had a little bit of a sticky game last week where it was maybe not as fluid as we would like, so we prepared differently in that respect. But I mean, we want to win. We obviously had a good win against Stoke. Everybody was away for a week, comes back, and we had a good result, but maybe not an unbelievably great performance. So we'd like to get a good result, and a good performance this weekend would be ideal.
And do you think they might be on a bit of a hangover after that defeat to Leicester and the manner of that defeat to Leicester last weekend?
I'm not too fussed about how they feel. We're obviously got to take care of ourselves. Our manager will be and has been doing that all this week, and we'll obviously do as well as we can to put his instructions into force on the pitch.
And in terms of the atmosphere in these kind of games, is it something you relish, something that you feel anxious about? Does it change the complex of the game?
No, it's just great. It's great to play, and they are great to play. And I remember that we played them twice in a week last year, and the atmosphere in both of the games was brilliant. And off the back of those two results we had then, it'd be nice to beat them. I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, I know that they've obviously signed Joelin Lescott for us, who's a very, very good defender from his time here. So I'm sure any team with him in it won't be too weak. I don't know. Like I say, they're obviously trying different things this year. The beginning of any season for any club can be a difficult time where you're trying to find patterns and routines and rhythms. Like I say, in a similar kind of way, we're trying to find ours. So hopefully we can do a better job of finding our rhythm at the weekend and get the 3 points.
And how important is it to win these derbies, not just for the players, but for the club on a whole?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. They're obviously great games for the fans, the supporters. All the derby games are great for. There's a lot of obviously local pride at stake. And we want to send our fans into work on Monday morning happy.
But from a player's point of view, it's 3 points at the end of the day, and that's what you're going into the game looking for.
Yeah, like I said, it's early on in the season, and 3 points are massive at this stage of the year for confidence. But basically, more than anything, at such an early stage in the season, 3 points means such a lot. It can take you up a couple of 3 places in the division probably. So if we can win, it'd be massive for us. It'd be great for the fans. But like I say, most importantly, we just want to get the points on board.